Okay. Hi, everybody all over the world, the children of the Lord, wherever you are. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. And if it's about bedtime for you, good night. We continue with the message from the Most High with part 2, where I talk about how God, with the name God Moses, using the name God Moses, came to Jamaica. He came to us as a normal man. He had his family, his wives, his mothers, because what we must understand is that we cannot tell God how it should be. We have to learn to follow the ways of the Lord, the will of the Lord. And I am back to tell my story of how I met Christ in Jamaica as a living man, walking in his vineyard. It is very important that we free our mind of mental slavery. Slavery is, we can say, is of the past, where people were chained with shackles. Now, slavery has taken on a different form, and it is in the mind of the people, and it has no boundary. Slavery now has no boundary. It doesn't stop at different nations. It doesn't stop at different races. It's something now that is in the mind, and that's how you keep the world going like it is, in the form where people get up every day. Some people work 6 days in the week. Some people work 5 days. Why should we get up and live on this unending need to be filled? If you see the way people live, for example, they take out loans to buy a house or a car. Okay, they use their credit card to pay for things. And they don't get the chance to pay it back before they take out more loans. Because the bank is saying to you, come on in, we can lend you money. So if you would stay at home, to take it easy, to relax, to think about God, to be at home with your family, with your children, and to say, okay, I will work, but I will work like, I will have a job like 70% or 80% that pays 70 or 80%, no, they can't do that. People are working like 2-3 jobs because you need more money. And then the more money you have is the more you need something more that you don't need. You're buying things that you don't need. So there's this unending wheel, this wheel that we cannot get off. We take out debt and we pay it. And while we're paying it, we're taking out more loans. And that sinks us even further and further into debt. So this mental slavery, it doesn't stop at the black people. It doesn't stop with the black people. It doesn't stop with the white people. It doesn't stop with the Indians. Everybody's in it. It's a big hole to be filled, and it is created by the devil. The devil has done this to keep us busy, that we can't find time to think about God. When we come home from work, we're so tired. In our mind, we're so tired. If we're not tired in the body, the mind is tired. And if the mind is not tired, the body is tired. Because depending on the kind of job we do, if you have an office job, most likely the mind is tired, the brain is tired, because it's been processing things, information all day. And so when you get home, your mind is tired, the head is tired. And if you have a job where you physically work, then the body's tired. You can't, and then by the time you get home, you're thinking, oh, I have to make food. You have to make dinner. Maybe you have a family, you have to make food. And then after that, you have to I must get to bed. I must try to get some sleep because I'm so tired. So there's no space for God. People are enchained in their mind, and they don't even realize that you're slaves, because you don't even get the time to stop and think. You get like 4 to 5 weeks holiday in the year, and some days in between. Oh my God, you cannot live like that forever. But that is the chain. That is the chain that Satan has created. And people are wonderful things. We are wonderful, but we need to be we need to be led. And those that lead us are the ones that can take advantage of us, because if you notice, they break and make things new. They can create a pattern, a style. They can cause people to think and behave the way they want us to be. Okay, so but God came to liberate those that are enchained, that are being enslaved. Okay, so we go back to this talk where I said in part 1 that I met God in Jamaica in his own flesh. Okay, we pick up from there. Something we must understand also is that we learned about the husband man, which is God himself. It would be wise for us to try to understand God in this way, and then we will maybe come to understand. I'm going to tell you a story, and then from the story you can try to imagine or try to picture how it would be with God being here on earth, because the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Again, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness of the earth is his. If God wants to visit, if he wants to visit wherever in the universe that he has created, the many stars, the many planets, the many worlds, if he wants to visit any of them, we cannot say to him, no, you should not come here. You came here over 2,000 years ago, and that's enough. You should wait on another 2,000 before you come back. Or you want to decide when it should be that he should come back to us, if he should come back. The earth is the Lord's. The earth is like it's not just the earth, but the world itself is like the Lord's vineyard. And he's like a rich man, for example, that owns a lot of vineyards. Then you cannot tell him which vineyard he should visit, where he should go. He owns all this. So it would be a golden opportunity for you to, as a person, to meet this very rich man that owns all these properties, that has so many places. Because he would be more than he's like a celebrity. Okay, it would be like, just imagine if you meet one of these very rich men in the world. If you just meet that person randomly walking on the road, just think of it. You'll be like, oh, you know what I saw today? I saw Mr. So-and-so walking, and there were no security guards. He was just walking alone on the road. I met him. It can be like that with God. You never know. Because why? The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. If you get the opportunity one day to meet God, because you can meet him as someone walking on the street. You can meet God as a normal person walking on the street. That's why they said you should entertain a stranger, because when you entertain a stranger, you never know who you're entertaining. You can be entertaining God himself. You can be entertaining angels. You never know. So you have to pay attention that you're good to people and you're kind to people, and never judge people just by the look, or how they look, or how you think they should look. You should never do that, because you never know. So imagine if you should meet God walking in his vineyard. You cannot tell God how to be, when he should come. Yes, I know we have learned that in the Bible, God will be coming back with all this excitement, but you cannot tell. You have to ask God to tell you, to show you his ways. Tell me your ways, Lord, because I don't want to imagine how you should be. Okay. Yes. So that's what happened. I met God as a man. He had many children and many wives. I know that the thing with the Bible is that the Bible gave us a summary of Christ's life. The Bible gave us a summary of how it was with Christ. The Bible did not go into details, micro details on Christ. The Bible just gave what we need to learn about him, and generally what his life was like, a generalized picture of Christ's life. That's what the Bible gave us. But there was more to it. We didn't learn that he had children and many wives. We didn't learn that about him. But when I met Christ in the flesh, he taught us all that. He taught us, you have to understand the principle. He came down as a normal man. He entered into the womb of a normal woman, and she gave birth to a normal child. When he begins to grow, that's where the difference takes place, because this is a God child. This is Christ himself. This is not a normal child. People, I cannot explain to you enough how much we must take care of the children. We don't know these children that we give birth to. We don't know if it is God himself that has given us these children. We have to pay attention, special attention. I talk about this all the time. The children, they are truly the future. Because if you remember when you were a small child, now look at you, a grown woman, a grown man, deciding for yourself. We influence the children's life. We should look after them, and we, you know, when I talk like this, I get so passionate. I sometimes I lost myself, and I lost words. So I take it back. I take it back slowly. So yes, I take this back slowly. So I met Christ, and he had his children. I think he had 11 children, and many wives, many mothers, and it was a royal gathering. Those that got the opportunity to meet him, it was done by God himself. Yes. Okay. So I must also say that the children of Jamaica, they are the children of the Most High. He said that we are Israelites. You cannot watch the skin color to say who is a person spiritually. And that's why this racist talk that the media started, because it's the media that started all this racism talk, because they had an agenda. You have to see people spiritually. Try to see people spiritually, and the only way you can get to see people spiritually is when your eyes are open to the spirit. You can see who are angels, who are demons, and so on. So the children of Jamaica, they're really angels. They not just angels, but they're the Israelites. They are loved by God. If we go back in time, we will remember the Rastaman, how it was back in. It started from maybe the 70s to the 80s, and part of the 90s. It begins to turn, and in a part of the 90s. The Rastaman were the power of the Most High God were in these people. God himself were in these people, burning like living fire. When the Rastaman says, Jah! Oh, even though as I said it, I feel it. I feel it in me. It was a lot of power. And so what happened, the devil decided to quench these people. The devil wanted to quench these people. So he stirs up the government against these people. And these people were crucified. They were persecuted. They were hunted. and disgraced and mocked and laughed at. These people were they were really brutalized. And as I'm speaking, as I'm talking like this, I hope one day that the government in Jamaica will one day say that, you know, this was wrong and they're apologizing for it. Yes. So the God was with the children of Jamaica. God was always with these people. I get so emotional when I talk like this. I get very emotional. God himself was with these people. And then the devil had a plan. As always, the devil has a plan. And then God has his, the top plan. The top plan, yeah. And so what happened? They persecuted the Rasta man. And then the Rasta become a fashion. It became a fashion. Everybody had locks. Everybody were wearing it. Everybody, it was like a fashion. And then what happened? It just watered out the whole Rasta thing. It just watered out. That's the work of the devil, you know. Yeah. However, God is always with these people in Jamaica. But what have happened now is that these people, through their lifestyle, they begin to turn away from God. They begin to turn away, becoming the children of the devil. Why I said the children of the devil? They are good people, but the entities that are living in them are children of the devil. Their fathers, their fathers, or their father is now the devil. Anyways, we're not losing track. We're not losing track here. So I met God. I met God in Jamaica as a living man, a wonderful man. I loved him. I still love him with all my heart. I met his children. I met Prince Emmanuel, a fine man he is. I met King Elestius. I hope I'm saying his name right. King Elestius. And many more of them. You have Angel, a beautiful queen she is. You have Javita, King Javita. And then you have King yes, some of them I don't remember. I have to, yeah, but they're there. They're his children, and and they're wonderful people also. He gave us lessons, lots of lessons. They were endless. They were endless. How to help ourselves, how to, for example, if you're sick, how to heal yourself. Those were massive, lots of lessons like that. He told us how to use the coconut, for example, and free ourselves and deliver ourselves. Because, you know, if you follow God and you love him with all your heart, and you seek him with all your heart, he will show you things. He will show you things. You're going to begin to see things that nobody else is seeing. Only the children of the Lord gets to see these things. He gives you lots of revelations, you know. So sometimes if there's something at your doorstep, if something bad is going to happen to you, he teaches us how to free ourselves from those negativities. He taught us how to break these judgments. He called them judgments. These warrants. He taught us how to deliver ourselves, that these things doesn't happen to us. These things don't happen to us, I mean. So, for example, he taught us how to use the coconut. The coconut, they're like bombs. They're like bombs. Yeah, the dry ones. If you know how to break them, to clear yourself and break them. I will have to do a video like that. I will have to do a video where I show you these things and how to help yourself. And I am going to teach you words that he taught us. Now, if you're not living, I must emphasize this as much as I can. You cannot begin to engage the devil in warfares if you're not living close to God. You have to be living with God like this. You cannot have the devil in one hand like this and God in one hand like this and expect it to work. You have to give yourself to him. You have to lose yourself and give yourself to him. And then you have to confess your sins. You have to say, if you remember the sins that you have done and you can call them one by one, that's great. But if there are so many, you can just say, forgive me, I know I've sinned against you, because you don't sin against the devil, you sin against God. So I'm going to make a video where I show you how to clear yourself, how to deliver yourself, how to free yourself. And I'm going to make this video shortly also, because I'm not going to take so long to make that video. And how to use the plant, how to make to heal yourself with plants, how to make we call it a bath, how to pray over the bath with things in it, and to wash yourself, to cleanse yourself spiritually, how to block things from happening to you, how to heal yourself. I will be coming back with a video like this. That is important. But for now, I want to just refresh the people, to remind them that God came. Jamaica was blessed to have God in their midst as a living man. There were many times when he turned back earthquakes. There were so many earthquakes being sent to us. And I'm going to say this. I'm going to say this, that Syria, I remember it clear as the day. What happened to Syria? The earthquake, the warfare that took Syria. Syria has ceased to be a proper land. Syria was very developed. They were a very modernized, developed land. And I remember the day, because this is what happened. Yes, I'm not going to forget. I remember the day when Syria was given the warrant by God. God gave a judgment to Syria, because what happened? The kings of as it says in Psalms 2, Psalms 2 says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing? The kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bonds asunder and cast away their cords from us. The kings of these lands are the Freemasons. They are the kings and queens of these lands, are the ones that sit on power. It's a power war. People, the war, the Armageddon battle is a power war. And they don't want God around here. That's why they try to teach us not to expect our God to come to us as a living man. They don't want him around here. Leave, don't come around here. This place is for us. In his own creation. This is God's creation. And the devil doesn't want him here. So these children, the devil's children, the devil has his fingers in these lands, all over the world. So what happened is that Syria, the kings of Syria, the Freemasons, the mystic rulers of Syria, throw warrant, throw judgment at Christ. But then he's Christ and he stood firm. They cannot hurt him. He's God Almighty. So what happened is that when they throw these judgment at Christ, these dark forces at him, when they throw it at him, he send it back at them. He send it back at them. And what happened? They go into war. They get into war, or they get earthquake. For example, Haiti. Haiti has been judged so badly by God. Haiti has it badly. They got it badly because Haiti land is just covered with voodoo. And there are mystic scientists, they're all over the place. And they throw judgments at God, at Christ, God Moses. And then he send it back. Oh, my. Many lands that you see now, they're in chaos. They're in problem. They rose up against Christ. When Christ was walking, when God Moses was walking on earth in Jamaica, they threw warrants at him. They threw judgments at him. And then when he turned it back at them, then things happened to them. We read about it. He always said to us, my people, listen to the news because you're going to hear this. He always, yes, they tried to hurt him many times and destroy Jamaica land as a land, you know, by sending earthquake and whatever they want to send. And he always stops it. He always blocking it. He always blocking it. Okay, so yes, I get so worked up when I talk about him, you know. I become like that. It's just a part of me because I'm speaking with the heart. I'm not speaking with the mouth. I'm speaking with the heart. So in my next video, I will come back. I am going to come back with more information of those that have forgotten how to help themselves. I'm going to come back with information on and words to speak, because he taught us lots of words to speak, to stop the devil, to block them, to cover our lives, to cover our children. People, the world is not just getting up and going to work and waiting for the next paycheck. And it's not just about eating good food off your table. There's much more to life. And I've been one of those that have been privileged to meet him. And yes, I will be telling my story. I'll be coming back shortly, very soon, with part 3. I will keep telling my story. So for now, I must say, God bless. God bless. Take care.